Hi, it's I. Today I am going to be reviewing the I Heart Revolution Sprinkles palette. Now, since this is a very colorful palette, I decided that I would review it by doing pride flags. So the first flag that I'm going to use is the gay flag. And I'm starting off by using this reddish color in my inner corner called Candy Apple. And this color was really nice. It's a slightly pinky red. It's really pigmented, but it's not too pigmented to the point where it stains the eye. Now forgive the dryness on the side of my eyes. I've got a dermatitis. So yeah, next I'm using this jazzy color, this deep orange color, to just drag that color out from the inner corner onto the middle of the lid. And I mean, you've all seen different rainbow looks, so you all know how this goes. Yeah, next up I am going to blend both of these colors so that the transition is smooth, and you can see I liked the palette. Next I'm using the color Toffee. It's a goldish yellow, and since it's really glittery, I would definitely recommend wetting your brush first, but I didn't wet it in this footage, so you can see it's still really good. It does have a bit of fallout, so watch out with that. Definitely important to keep in mind. But like I was saying, I usually just blend out these colors. I'm used to using not so pigmented colors more because I just like to blend everything out to have a smooth look. So you're going to be able to see that I blend them out in a second. And I have to say, these colors are really easy to blend out. You can create very smooth looks. There I am blending it. You can create very easy smooth looks that they don't have to be as obnoxious as mine are. But you know, I just like being gay. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this for a Pride look, since now we're in the month of June. So yeah, happy Pride month everybody. Also Black Lives Matter. So then I am using a kind of bronzish shade on the outside of my eye right there. That's called Barley Sugar. And I'm using that to blend all of the colors out so that the end of the eye look isn't as strong as that toffee yellow color. You can see that I blended both on the brush over there, and I used both before I blended everything out together. Now I do this on the lower lash line as well. I use the same Barley Sugar color to blend everything down, and then for the next eye I went with the other colors of the rainbow. This is a candy apple color called Sprinkles. This is a shade that gives name to the palette. Sorry, I said candy apple. It's not a candy apple, it's the green apple color, or at least it's the color that I relate the most to green apples. So in terms of the palette itself, I do have to say I really like the colors themselves. They are very nice and very pigmented, and now here I am using the blue shade in a second. Now this blue shade is called Funfetti, and it's a deep jean blue shade. It's not as bright as the jelly bean color that I don't know if I use in a look, but I might use it in the future because it's something that I've never used before. So as I was saying, let me wait a second and tell you what this other color I'm using is. I'm picking up the purple over here with a small brush. This is called Raisin, and I am dragging it along the outer side of my left eye. Of course, if you want any tutorials for any of the looks that I have, definitely leave it in the comments and I will do that. But since this is a review, I'm just demonstrating how the colors perform. So as I was saying, back to the palette, I do really like the colors. I have a lot of warm toned colors, so I was looking for something that had a bit more of that pink, that green, that blue. Here I am putting on a necklace and putting some mascara on, and then the look is complete. So I am glad that there aren't that many shades that are warm, but there are also not that many transition colors here, so I had to do with what I had. Now this is the lesbian pride flag, and I started off with that same jazzy orange color, and yeah, the jazzy color is amazing. It performs awesome. I love that color. I'm definitely going to use it a lot more in the future. And then I'm using a peachy shade called Mallow. Now this is one of the few shades that I had a problem with, the only shade that I surely will say I won't use. And this is because on my skin, you can tell it on camera, there's a very, very small difference between my skin shade. I had to pack it on to see if it was just me or the shade. And I think even though I packed it, it's just very similar to my skin tone. So I don't think it's the problem with the shade. With the eyeshadow, I think it's the problem with the shade. Like, it's just too similar to my skin tone. So if you're paler than me, if you're darker than me, definitely go ahead and give this one a try. Don't do it if you're the same shade as me, or do if you like some peachy shades in your eyeshadow. Then I went in with the white. This is called Sherbet, and this Sherbet shade is a white glitter, which I had a bit of a problem applying here. Then as it went on and I did, for example, the trans flag, everything, I was able to play with it more, and I really feel like I got the hang of it. But these two shades were the biggest problems for me. I had never used a white shade. I'd always used them for inner color highlights, and I have never, let's say, used them inside of an eyeshadow look. So it was quite difficult for me to adapt to that, but I was able to in the end. I know this doesn't look like the best. I do have to say the palette does have some fallout, so if you don't like that, don't use it. Now over to this pinky shade that I really, really liked. This is called Sugar Violets, and even though it says it's a violet, it's more of a pinky violet than a pure violet in itself, I would say. Again, most of these eyeshadows aren't matte. I would say only Jazzy could be considered matte. The rest of them are glittery, and I really like that. I really like the look of a glittery eye with some very soft colors. For example, this is Turkish Delight. This is another one of the pink shades that I was talking about. And this is a bit of a more fuchsia pink, but as you can see, it's not so pigmented that it just breaks your look. It blends really nicely with the other colors. It's just, I think the lesbian flag is so pretty. I hope I used the right one. Now I'm doing the bi flag. It's my flag, the bi flag or my flag. And I'm using that Turkish Delight color at the beginning, as I did before. The last color for the lesbian flag, I'm using it here. But I used it in a specific way, so you're going to be able to see that once I applied the color in both eyes, I pick a stamping brush, and I am putting candy apple on top very lightly after tapping the excess off, so that it's a mixture of candy apple and Turkish Delights. And I have to say, I love, love, love how that color turned out. I think it's my favorite. Now I'm using Funfetti again in the middle of the eye, and well, you know how this works. I'm just using that color, blending them both in. And now this was a real test because I wanted to know how pinkish, reddish colors and blue colors blended together. Because I feel like these are such opposites that it's really difficult. I mean, I know they're primary colors, but it's still very difficult to make them not look muddy. And then I'm stamping in that purple raisin color. Very, very pretty eye look, I have to say. I am definitely super proud of this one. I know it's nothing original, but I love the way it looks on my eye. Maybe it's just the way I applied it. I honestly adore it. I would definitely wear this at PRIIIDE or anything. You can see I was feeling myself with that look. And this was at like 4 in the morning. So, oh yeah. Going back to the palettes, you can see here, I really like this look. I even took some pictures and everything. So before I move on to the palettes, let me show you what colors I am going to use for this one. So this is the trans flag, and I was able to use kind of pastel-y colors for this one. So I used lighter pastel blue, then a white glitter in the middle, and then a pastel pink at the end. And yeah, this is gumball, sherbet, and sugar violets. So very nice colors overall. I do wish it was more, it was let's say organized in a different way, because I definitely liked the packaging. The packaging is absolutely adorable, as with any of the chocolate palettes from yeah, you can see here, this is when I learned how to apply it with the right brush, you know. So I do wish the colors were distributed in a different way, because this way it seems a little bit chaotic to me, and some people might like that, but I am a bit of a type A, so I do like having my stuff organized. I would definitely like it to be in a more, let's say, rainbowy organization. It might just be me, but you know, that's just, like I said, I love my things organized. So when it comes to the names, adorable names. Definitely like all of them. I don't think there's any that I don't like. Maybe I don't agree with sugared almond, which you will see in a second. I love the color, but I don't think sugared almond would have that color. The rest, definitely agree. Definitely the colors for that. So yeah. Then about the colors themselves. There is a lot of fallout, especially on the most glittery colors. So on sherbet, gumball, toffee, fizzy, and barley sugar, I would say, have the most fallout. Good thing is, they're the easiest colors to take off. So if you have any fallout, you can just brush it off with a brush. It doesn't pack on, it's not on the skin at all. Yeah, I really like this look too. And now you can see my eyes were super tired because I got something in my eye. Look at that, it was so red. I mean, I had done 5 looks by this point. So yeah, I'm going in with that yellow color I said, sugar almond. And this was a surprise. I didn't know if I was going to like this, because I usually like warm yellows, but I definitely liked this cold yellow. Now I'm using sherbet. The colors that I use are going to pop up on screen, but I've already talked about them. So rather than the application, I would like to talk about everything else. So no staining, that's first. I wanted to try several looks during the course of one night, because I wanted to see if they would stain and if they would bother the other colors. Definitely did not. It worked perfect. It did not stain my eye. The red didn't stain my eye. The blue didn't stain my eye. And those are the main colors that stain my eyes usually, so that's a win for me, okay? Yeah, the fallout I already talked about. And then the last thing I would say there is to talk about really is just basically what kind of customer this palette is for. So I really think that this could be for anybody, but I know that not everybody loves, you know, bright colors, so I have to be mindful of that. So if you really like bright colors, this is yours. I do think that you have to be careful with some of the colors, because they can come off a bit strong, so definitely be careful. No problem with blending at all. So just, you know, remember that if you like bright colors and if you like a nice palette that has everything, this is yours. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!